I'm helping NONITO Donaire's dad to get the link. He's trying to hit the link. I have to set it up for him. Now I might have to bring him on the channel and send the link in this channel to Senior. So just bear with me. We're getting NONITO Donaire's dad over here. He's trying to hit the link, but he's never been on the link before. So I'm just working it out for him. So just be patient. Smash that like button.
Just like to logging in now.
Yeah, you will log in, Senior, through your YouTube account, or you can come through the channel. If you can't get that way, then you come on the channel. The channel is live, then I can send it in the channel. But you should be able to come through the YouTube account if you come through your account.
Okay, I'll try it. Okay.
Okay, Senior. Bye.
Okay, bye.
So yes, ladies and gentlemen, Senior's trying to work out the link. So at the end of the day, yesterday there was an exclusive live about stuff that we heard, and we might not know exactly how it is. When we heard that Senior was training a fighter that could possibly go against his own son in the near future. So he heard the live and he said he wants to come and talk about it from his perspective. So at the end of the day, we want to hear it from him. We would love to hear from NONITO Donaire to clean it up. At the end of the day, we respect everyone, first and foremost. We respect boxing and we respect the Donaire family, regardless of the feud and regardless of what's going on between the Donaires. But smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Hit that Tyson bell. That's right, Max. Hit that Tyson bell, you know? But look, I think Senior's having a tough to get the link, get into the link. So let me go help him, bro. And I'll be back. I will say one thing though, before NONITO Donaire's dad comes into the live. The quick few minutes that I spoke to the man, he said that one thing that he told me to let me know that he loves his son. You know what I mean? That it's not like that. That's what I do know. Now I don't know the rest of the things. I don't know the rest of the points and what's going on and how he's training fighters. And one of the fighters can possibly go against his son. This is a very personal situation, a very sensitive situation. So we would like to hear it. I mean, he approached the channel, so we're going to hear it today. Hopefully, if he works out how to get into the link. So, yo, smash that like button. Man, giving you some exclusive lives over here, people. Well, we got 25 people here. Some of the most realest lives that we're getting out here, out on Rap Star Boxing. You know? You got to respect this channel. That this channel has the respect from people that they want to speak their opinions. You get what I mean? They feel comfortable coming over here to your boy Rapstar. You gotta support the channel. Smash that like button. I'll be back. Let me work out what's going on. Okay. Mr. NONITO Donaire Sr., how are you doing, sir?
I'm good, man.
Man, very nice to hear from you. and you must be working hard today, huh?
Yes, I did.
What was your I said last time we spoke, you said you were training. You were training fighters in the gym.
Yeah, we just when we spoke 5 hours ago. I went to the gym. I trained Remart Gabalio.
Okay, yes, yes. So how did that transition happen, Nonito Senior? That you are training Raymark Gabalio. Is that something that happened recently? And how did that happen?
Oh, when we started our training.
Yeah, when did this start? You the
Oh, it was we
collaboration.
started like more than a month ago.
Okay, so you just started recently. So you recently just joined with Gabalio.
Yeah, just today I we just trained also, but we started our training camp. Not training camp. I just started training him at, last month.
Okay. So can you please tell everyone, Senior, how did you get into boxing? How did you get into the sport of boxing in your life?
I used to fight at amateur here in the Philippines long time ago, and but when I migrated to the United States, I never tried to go boxing until my son Glenn got into trouble when he was recruited by the Filipino gang.
Okay, so Glenn was your older son, right?
Yes,
So Glenn got into a bit of trouble on the street, so you wanted to take him off of that and you got him into boxing.
yes.
Okay, okay. And then that transitioned to Glenn coming into boxing with you. And then was it Nanito then came after Glenn?
Nonito, he was in karate because he doesn't like boxing. Because every time I watch the Tuesday night fight, Friday night fight, I always told him, hey, June, I call him June. Hey, do
Mm,
you want to box? And he said no. He's just shaking his head. No, because I like he doesn't like seeing blood.
mm.
Then when Glenn started boxing, when went to this karate and boxing gym, Nonito, I enrolled Nonito into karate, but Glenn into boxing. And he said because he doesn't want Nonito is kind of like he really like karate because he can split his legs, you know.
Yeah, I mean, so basically both of your sons got into boxing, huh?
Yes.
Okay,
Now
so
after Nonito, after Glenn, you know,
mm,
after Glenn like has 6 wins in the amateur, because be, before that I don't to want him to compete. But Glenn asked me, he said, "Pa, can I compete?" And I told him, "Are you sure?" Say yes, because Glenn, when he was little here in the Philippines, he used to fight with somebody like in his age.
right, right, right. I understand. I understand. So Glenn was your first student in the game of boxing, correct?
Yeah, yes.
Then Nanito Donaire was your second.
No, I have another, and I have another girl next to
Okay.
Glenn.
Okay. So you were
Donito
training
is the
another
third.
girl. You were
Yeah,
training
another
what?
girl.
Okay. So then Nanito came, and so I'm sure you've been watching. I don't know if you've been watching my channel, but Nanito Donaire and Rachel Donaire have come to this channel many times, like many other people from boxing have come here, and we heard from the Donaires at some point that Glenn was your favorite student. Like you really favored Glenn over
N-
everybody else, over Nanito.
No, that's not true.
But that's
Glenn,
what we were told.
no, Glenn was first in boxing, and as I told you, Nonito doesn't like boxing.
Mm,
So Nonito starting boxing when he saw Glenn bringing trophies at home.
yeah.
After like 6 to 7 fights,
Mm.
and he thinks all my attention is to Glenn. I think he feel like jealous, so he asked me, "Pa, can I want to box? Yeah, I want to box." So I told him, "Are you sure? Because you don't like boxing, siya." He said, "Okay, I'll try boxing." So okay, I told him.
Mm.
I didn't force them. I didn't force Glenn. I didn't force Nonito to compete.
Mm. So are you saying to me that you didn't favor Glenn out of all the
No,
students?
I don't have no favorite of my kids.
That's
I
true.
don't
That's
want them
true.
to be like
I
they're all
understand that.
fair. They're even. They're all my
That-
kids.
Yeah, that's true. So
I
we
don't know why.
was you
Why I don't know why he say that. No, there's no favorite of my kids.
you love your kids all the same, yeah?
All old man. Even now I'm old. I'm getting 65.
Yeah.
I'm really still I still really love them. I still want to hug them. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. And the first thing I remember when I spoke to you, you said you love Nanito. He's your son. You love that kid.
Oh man, nobody can. I'm every one of my children are. I really love them. I
Yeah.
never hurt them. I never neglect them.
Hmm.
If I grew up without father, my father died when I was only 3 years old, and
Mm.
I don't want my kids experience without food on the table. That's why every time we have a lot of food on the table, I
Hmm.
work hard. I work hard for them.
No, I understand. I understand. And to be honest, that's your pride and joy, regardless, at the end of the day. To be fair with you, though, Nanito has shared an expression that he's felt hard done by, knowing that he never felt like he was your favorite. Um,
I don't know where he got where he got that idea.
yeah. And also, I think he also expressed, and I want to take you here now. Let's just really clean up this whole, situation here now, right? Is that
Okay.
you didn't you've been training him for a long time
Yes, until he became a world champion.
until we became world champion. Glenn lost to Vic Darchinyan, correct?
Yes.
But Nanito was the boxer that came into boxing not as the chosen one. He wasn't the one which was actually put in the ring. He came there after. For him to come, he was the underdog. You and your son was the underdog. Let's take the story where it was. He wasn't really meant to win like that against Vic Darchinyan. Like boxing didn't expect that at that time. Did you expect Nanito to beat Vic Darchinyan when Glenn lost to him?
Yes. But, but Nonito and Glenn again. No, Glenn is only 108 pounds, and Bacchinian is huge for 112. And Nonito is fighting 122, 118 that time.
Yeah.
So I know that Nonito can beat him because he got the speed and power.
So you already knew in your heart that Nanito was a better fighter than Glenn?
Pardon?
Did you know that Nanito was a better fighter than Glenn?
They have different style.
Right.
Glenn wants to fight inside.
Hmm.
Nonito was a boxer.
But you felt that Nanito could beat Vic Darchinyan.
Yes. Even for Glenn, I was expecting that Glenn can pull the trigger. You
Right.
know, unfortunately, he broke his jaw.
Right. So when Nanito changed the world and then he became the champion, did the relationship with you change with him?
N- not after, not after he met Rachel.
Oh, then he met Rachel, did he?
Yes, after he became a world champion.
Huh. And then how did you meet Rachel?
When Nonito took him to my house. Nonito took him to, because Nonito lived with me before he became a world champion. He lives with me with my second wife and my daughter.
Okay.
So we
Okay.
paid Nonito because he doesn't have no job. He doesn't like working.
Right. So Rachel came into your family, and that's when your relationship with your son started to deteriorate.
Yeah, this is what happened. I'll tell you this.
Hmm.
There's a friend of Rachel, but I didn't know really about Rachel. There's a friend of Rachel that works in the bank, and she said, "Make tell Nonito," but she said it to my son Glenn. She said, "Tell Nonito, be careful with Rachel because she's a gold digger." That's what I told Nonito. Because I am the father, so
Hmm.
I don't want because I don't really know because he just met Rachel. I don't know Rachel.
And who?
You know,
What you
but
mean?
my
Glenn was calling Rachel a gold digger.
no, the friend of Rachel,
Oh,
and she told Glenn
hmm,
that tell Nonito that Rachel is a gold digger. So as a father, I
hmm,
told Nonito, I called him. I called him.
hmm.
They were driving somewhere, and he was with Rachel that time. And I called him, John. There's a lady told your brother that be careful with Rachel because they said she's a gold digger. So as a father, I have to protect my son also. But Nonito was so mad at me. And he told me, if I get broke, it's my choice. That's he answered me.
Hmm.
So that's the time is our relationship getting sore because I don't know what Rachel told her. I mean, so but for me, I don't care who the girls they're gonna go.
So what you're saying to us now is that your relationship went sour with your own son when you became he became champion once Rachel came in his life, and you heard some rumors from Rachel's friends that you're saying to us that those rumors that you had told your son.
Not a rumor.
What?
That's come from the mouth from her friend that
Mm.
worked from the bank, and that girl told Glenn. So that's not a rumor because Glenn heard that, and he told me. Glenn told me. So I also warned Donito.
So basically, what we're saying here is that what you told Nanito took it a bit offensive, saying that that's his life, is he wants to make his decisions, and you felt that you needed to tell him, and that's where things went a bit sour. But
Yeah.
you were still in the boxing world of Nanito. You were still going back and forth.
After that, we have a first defense with
Mm.
Maldonado that was in Connecticut, and our relationship there is kind of like getting it's not good already.
Yeah, but you
Then
were
the
you were still back and forth. You were both still training together in certain fights. So was that relationship still not the best when you were?
Yes,
Oh wow.
yeah, we're not talking really, you know.
Mm. I mean, how do you feel about this years later? That now he's got a family with Rachel though, and
Yeah,
now you have two grandchildren, correct?
yeah, I'm happy with him. I'm happy with him.
Yeah.
I don't know. This one came up that he was kind of like mad when I trained Gabalio.
Mm.
Can we go to this point that I don't know why Nonito?
No,
Because
I
for
want to
me,
talk about
I
that.
don't have
I
no
want to
hatred
talk.
against
Yeah,
him.
let's talk about this. That because you have to understand, senior. When you said to me in a message, we don't know what we're talking about. You have
Yeah,
to
that's
also
true.
appreciate that, senior. We are going by what we're hearing. We have to also report that,
Yeah, yeah,
right? So now
yes.
you tell us why we don't know what we were talking about.
Okay, just ask me any
Because
questions.
I'm gonna ask you now. You said on this TV, all right? I'm gonna play you this interview, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Just listen to this interview, and you tell me about this interview, okay? Everybody, just give me a second. I'm gonna play this interview. And in this interview, you say that you are training Raymart Gabalio.
Yes.
And in that interview, you also are saying that if the time comes and they ask you a question, you don't ask them that if Gabalio ever comes into the situation now being ranked higher, once Maloney is out the way in the WBC ranking because Maloney is not fighting Nanito, Nanito is number one, then after near future, he might fight Gabalio. Will you train Gabalio? You said it's business. If I train Gabalio, it's business if he fights Junior. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. You said that. Now, the whole boxing world is not used to ever in the history have we ever seen a father train another boxer versus his own flesh and blood and his son. Now,
Yes. Yeah.
Nanito says that if that ever happens, then you don't care about him. You don't care about his family, and you don't care about his mom if that happens.
No, I care
Because
for them.
Nanito is ready to fight everybody. Let me just say this. He already beat Gabalio. So Nanito for Gabalio, he's ready to fight anyone. But if that happens, how do you feel that the boxing world will think?
You know what? This is my this is my living. I need to earn money for living,
Hmm,
and Nonito never helped me. You can ask him. He never helped me. Every time he needs me, you know, look at this fight. The first fight of Naoya Inoue.
hmm,
We train in the Philippines.
yeah,
Then I train him in the Philippines. I work mates with him.
yeah.
Then you can see in the fight who's the trainer, Rachel. Who's the cutman, Nonito Donaire Sr. Did
Wait.
Rachel
The
make mates
trainer,
with
the
him?
trainer was Rachel, and you were as the cut man in the
I was
contract.
the cutman.
In the contract.
In the in You can see in the TV. It's you know
Hmm, hmm,
I was just a cutman, and
right. Yes.
so I don't know why Nonito. And this one is not. For example, for example, he fight Santiago, and we're gonna fight the Thailander. How about if how about if he loses the fight and we loses the fight? It's not gonna happen. You know, we're not sure yet.
Yeah. But just to understand and elaborate on that, that you know you are father and son at the end of the day. I understand you have a second marriage, you have another child. Nanito, when you used to fight with Nanito, you used to get paid though every time you used to fight with him, right? You used to be the trainer at some point. You used to get paid for that, right? For your
They don't
services.
give me. They don't pay me right.
Oh, they never. You mean you never got paid, right?
Yeah, like the one in Naoya's fight. He just gave me 10,000.
Mm. Okay, well, that look, I don't know about all that. What you're saying is that your son has never been clear with you, and they
No,
don't
no,
they don't pay you correct. And at
no.
the end of the day, you have to feed your family, and if you have to train another fighter, and you have to also feed your daughter, you know and it's something which is very personal, but it's becoming business, isn't it? Is this
Y-
business, or is this, for Nanito, this is personal? For you,
No,
is this
no,
business?
no. This is business. Cause nobody, you know, I, I only got a little money from my social security, and I don't have no money. Did Nonito help me? Did Nonito send me money? Every time he asked me when he fought Gabalio, he just gave me $1,000.
Hmm.
When he fought the guy from who's that guy? The black dude. He just gave me $1,000.
Yeah.
How can I survive for that?
What do you mean $1,000 for the whole fight?
Yeah, for the whole fight. Because
Okay.
I didn't really, you know, he just asked me a favor if he can come to his fight. But if he doesn't have his cutman, he just called me as a cutman. But I didn't train him. If he loses, they blame it to me.
But it never used to be like that before Rachel came, is what you're saying.
No, no. Nonito's kind of like very nice kid before. He's very nice kid. I right now I don't know why his mouth is all he's he's always talking about his if words. I didn't treat him like that way. You know, it's kind of like nice. It's not nice to hear for saying that if words and if words. I raised him nicely. I
Hmm.
fed him nicely. I never neglect him. When he was 9 years old, I took him from the Philippines to United States.
Hmm. Well, we got your son over here right now, and I'm gonna let you both talk.
Okay, that's good. John,
Kumusta, Pang? How are you?
John, can you
Yes.
hear?
Can
Yeah.
you hear me?
Unsa may mong problema nga nasuko man ka nga magkuan ko kung gabalyo? Well, ano may wait, let's say in English. What is your problem? Why you get mad when you heard that I train gabalyo?
All I'm saying is that there's a possibility that me and you can fight, and I'm angry or I am frustrated because you said it's just business.
John,
For me, that means
listen
you
to me.
have.
Listen to me. We are not sure. For example, if we loses the fight, we're not gonna, because the first time I trained gabalyo, you were that was Naoya Inoue still a champion that time. He was still the undisputed champion at the bantamweight. And you said, I heard that you guys going down to 115. Then suddenly, when Naoya Inoue vacated all the belts, then the all sanctioning body was crumbled because you guys are in number 4, number 5 ranking, but we are not. I did not train Gabalyo just to fight you. I'm trying to make
You
a
don't
living,
ask.
John. I'm trying to make a living. I don't have no money here in the Philippines.
I understand that, Bang. I understand that. And when you were here, if you really look back in 2013 when we got together, and then you guys were living in my house, you guys weren't paying anything, and I said you guys can keep whatever and you don't have to pay anything, but you didn't want to save that money. Instead, you moved to California because you didn't feel comfortable living in my house.
You know what happened in your house there? It's like we live like a slave, so you can do whatever you want.
When did we ever do that? I told you this is
Oh
your
my!
house as well.
No, it's better I live by my own than living in your. Cause remember, John, even
You even brought your boxers. You even brought your boxers to live in my house.
Listen, John. You can live in your house even in the middle of the night. Then you just leave your kid to us. It's kind of like we don't have no freedom. If I go somewhere, your wife go ask me, "Where are you? Where are you?" It's like I don't have no freedom.
No, you
You
had
don't know
always
that.
asked us because we've always had her parents to take care if we need to go somewhere. You guys were always willing to do it. I didn't say you should do it.
No, June. No, you're you think
And you would say it was the least that you can do living in the house for free. You guys weren't paying anything.
so. You
And
want me?
I don't care about that.
You want me to
All I
make
care
the
about
fact
is
that
what?
you want me that I owe something from you?
No, you don't. That's what I'm saying. You didn't owe anything from me. That's why you always had the right to say yes or no. You guys, you're my dad. You've always said whatever you need to, but for some reason, it changed when we separated.
June. I have also a family. It's hard to live with somebody that I have my own family.
But you guys were
You know
saving
what I
so
mean?
much money, and you guys had your own room. The house was 14,000 square feet. It was so big. We don't even see each other.
I don't
All
know
I'm
what
saying
I
is
don't know,
that
June.
was an opportunity for you to save a lot of money. And that was an opportunity for you to train me constantly because I wanted you to be there. And even when you said that you didn't feel comfortable, you know what? You went and had your own apartment, and I was okay with that. But you wanted to move to California. All I'm saying is I've always wanted to work with you. I've always wanted to work with you. There's nobody better for me to work with.
No, June. You're just flipping around the situation. You know. Ayaw, kan. Pataka lang ka istorya. It's not
What am I
true.
saying? Okay, for instance, in the Inoue fight, Rachel was not even my coach then. It was you and Kenny Adams talking.
Why you ask me? Why you ask me to train you when you fight Inoue?
Yes, I had asked you because it was a big fight for me. And I had asked you the second time as well, but you wanted to do your surgery. It was a big fight. We had begged you to
No,
come with us.
no, John. Don't lie, John. The
I'm
second
not
fight.
lying, pal. I'm
No,
not lying.
you asked me
Rachel was not
only to.
okay. For once, Rachel was not even in the corner in the first Inoue fight. You were the coach. You and Kenny was the coach. You were not the cutman. You can look at the fight, Pong. You can look at the fight. It was Basil that was there, and you and Kenny were the one training me. Rach was never in the corner. The only time she got in the corner was because of COVID. There was nobody to train me. And you couldn't come because you were afraid of the Asian hate and you didn't want to leave your family. And Kenny couldn't come because he was getting older. So Rach was the only one to help me.
No,
That's why
Rachel is the trainer. All the thing is
Pang, go back into the fight with Inoue.
No,
Rachel was not in the
You even told me. Just
how is
how
is she the trainer, Pang, if she's not even in the corner with you guys?
No, she was in the corner. She's the one even went up to the ring.
Okay, I'm not gonna argue with you, but you can look back, Pang. I have the biggest respect to you. You know, I love you when it comes down to it. But no, I'm not. I just want to clarify things, Pang. I just want to clarify things. But Rach was not the only time Rach became my trainer was after COVID because no one was willing to go to train with me in Vegas.
We already trained as if we're supposed to fight the guy from Europe, but you never came back, and you never even told me that you guys gonna fight. That
there's a text message here that says, you guys, if I was gonna train with you guys in California, it was COVID. I can't go to California at that time, so I had to stay in Vegas. That was with Ubali's fight.
Well, look,
but you never even told me that you guys have a fight coming up.
We had text. We had text you, and you told me to go to California. And California was closed during COVID. Where's the text message? There is a text message of you asking me if I'm not here to try to prove you wrong, Pang. I'm just stating the facts. It doesn't matter about all of this stuff. I'm not here to make you look bad, but if you're gonna say something about that, I have to make sure that it's the truth. But I do have a text stating that if I am to go
you didn't told me that you have a fight coming up. I just asked you. Suddenly, I learned that you have a fight coming up.
Wow, so there's a disconnect. Look, can I just look? I respect all of you, and I just want everybody to clear it up because we respect all of you here. But it seems like there's a disconnect, Nonito Junior, that Senior never got the information, is what he keeps telling you. So if it wasn't clear cut for him, there obviously was a disconnect somewhere between you guys and obviously your father, right? But Senior doesn't seem to feel that he got respected in this situation after, obviously we love Rachel. I don't care. We but that's just the way it is, that Senior feels after Rachel came in your life that the boxing world between you and him, the passion and connection had gone. Do you agree with that, Junior?
I've never said no to my dad. Again, I'm going to repeat this. First, everything that I wanted to do in high school, I wanted to do music, art. My dad would say it's a waste of time. And
now, don't lie, John. Don't lie. You said the one that you told me, like the scholarship. I show you the scholarship. You said I'm not gonna go there back, but because they're still gonna cheat us.
I told you. I asked if can you get my mom in here? I begged Mamang to let me go. I didn't want to box. I did not want to box anymore. I never really cared too much about it.
Oh my goodness.
And the thing about it is, no matter what we say to you, we could not get to you because you were the head, and whatever you want to say, I'm telling you, we can get my mom in here and she will tell you the truth.
Don't lie, John.
I'm not. I swear to my son. I
Even
swear
your
to
brother can
myself, I swear to my son,
testify that.
I am not
And
lying.
you said, don't lie.
I
Your
would
brother
never
can
lie
testify
if
that.
I swear to my
Your
son.
brother. Don't
I
lie.
will never swear to my son if I am lying. And
Okay.
again, let's go back to the
You
Inoue
should
fight.
be thankful what
You
you
were
have right now,
not.
June. You should
Rachel
be
was not
thankful
in the
what you have
corner
right
with
now.
Inoue's fight. Rachel was not in the corner with Inoue's fight. You know that. You can go watch the fight. It was you and Kenny that was in the corner.
I have already scheduled to for surgery. Why I could go?
I had told you to wait for it. I had told you that we were gonna fight. We're just setting the date.
You never hired me as your trainer, John. And especially you never listen to me anymore.
I
You
had
never
asked
listen to me
you
anymore.
that
Even
I
I
Okay.
told
need
you
you
to
to
run.
be
You,
there.
So
running is not.
can I clean this up, Senior? You know when Nonito was fighting Inoue the second time, the biggest fight of his life,
Yes.
you were going through knee surgery, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and what happened to your eye?
That was a surgery like what you call this pterygium. They removed the pterygium in my eye.
Okay, why the biggest fight that with your son, you're having the knee up and the knee thing at the same time?
Because that was already scheduled. This was, it's hard to get a schedule for knee surgery.
Mm,
You have to wait like 4 to 5 months to get your schedule.
okay, so that was already notified to your son that you were going to be doing your knee.
Yes.
The Nonito, you knew about it, innit? That dad was knee was fucked. He had to do it, Junior.
He's had that knee
But
surgery for
if he didn't do
years.
it,
Since
Junior,
I was
he
in
would have
high
had to
school.
wait. He would have had to wait another 4 or 5 months.
But he has that since I was in high school.
What? What you talking, June?
Since high school.
Since high school, you've had that knee surgery. I mean, that knee
No.
surgery is a knee problem. You've
I
had that
have
knee
knee
problem.
surgery when you were in high school.
Yes, the
When
knee
you did those,
problem has been there already. It's been
yeah,
that long, Bob.
Yes, I have a knee problem, but I never neglect your training.
Yeah, I know that.
Did I
I
complain?
had asked you to be with me for this fight because this is a big fight.
Mm.
My knee is getting worse, June. I can barely walk.
Right.
Okay,
So that's the
I
disconnect.
that's just me
You
being
know,
selfish. I want
But,
you to
when you
be.
were
but
young,
Nonito, let's just keep it real, Nonito. I know you got a big fight, but his knee was fucked, and you ain't
I
you.
understand.
I
That,
know
that was
you're.
hard for
I'm
me.
not saying you're being selfish, but you also wasn't there for him on his knee surgery either. You know what I mean? Like you're not looking at it that his knee was fucked. What's he meant to do as an older man?
I understand that, Rep. He's had that for years.
Right.
He had that for years, and that's I understand that. But he's always pushed through it, and I understand that. Me, that was the biggest fight of my career, and I was being selfish. I understand I was being selfish. I wanted him to be there because I was the biggest fight of my career.
Yeah, I mean, this big disconnect, right, which is very unfortunate. It just seems like, that the respect is lost, senior. Senior, I mean, it feels like there's a bit of respect lost between you and Junior. Would you agree?
no, I really love my son. I love
Okay,
my son. But the
yes.
problem with him is I don't know why his attitude towards me.
Mm,
They know that I never neglect him when they were little. I love
mm.
him. He was like when he was young. He's kind of like look sickly. I always
I
hug
was
him.
very sickly. I was a very sickly kid, and you've taken care of me, and I'm so grateful for that. But I have my
But he
own
loves you,
family.
bro. He loves you like any
I
father
love
loves
my
his
dad.
kid.
He knows that. That's why I've always wanted it with me. The thing that I don't understand is why are you attacking my wife constantly?
I never attack your wife. I never attack your wife,
After
John.
the fight, who was the person you blame of why it happened? It was my wife. Everything that comes into it, I am a man and I love you. You know that I love you. And this is, I don't even feel right talking to you this way because I don't talk to you this way. I've always had the biggest
How
respect for you.
how I attack your wife? Tell me how I attack your wife. Remember, John? Remember after the fight of uh was this guy from South Africa? I have those letters. I have those. I printed all those. You guys Richard's conversation that she said. We finally caught him stealing. I don't steal any money from you, John. I have those.
Nobody said anything about that.
I have those on. I got it from his Facebook before. We finally got him stealing. Oh, we finally caught him stealing. Are you gonna be happy for that?
I don't
I
even
was
know that.
trying to how
You
many
never said to me about that this issue. The reason why we split up is because you made me look like a fool in front of everybody in Top Rank. Did you, when I sparred and I didn't look good, what did you do? You smacked the shit out of me in front of everybody. You kicked me, you pushed me, you yelled at me in front of everybody. Do you not
What?
remember this? Do you not remember
What?
this is why we split up in
Where
Top
do you get
Rank?
this word?
When
Are
I
you,
was sparring, when I fought,
hey,
what's his name?
hey, John, is
Mutalani.
your brain is still okay? Did I hit you?
No, you smacked me with the gloves. You made me look like I was 10 years old. And I cannot forget that this is what happened, why we split, Bang. Do you not
Oh,
remember
my-
this? In Top Rank, you smacked me in front of everybody. You yelled at me in front of everybody. And I'm sorry I'm talking to you this way because this is what happened.
I don't know. Maybe you have some mental problem, John.
I promise it to my
Hey,
kids.
John. Hey, John. Maybe you have some mental problem now.
Maybe I do, but I don't promise
I
that
never
for
do
my
that to
kids.
you. I never do that to
Let's
you.
go back into the Inuits fight. Let's see who has the memory.
You know, you might lose your memory. Not me. You don't know respect, John. I hope that will happen to you soon. I
Well,
hope
thank you
Virtus
for
will do
that.
that to you.
No, look, come on.
Listen,
Can I just say this? Look, you guys love each other, but you guys are like, you know,
we don't even talk rap. This is the thing about our family is the only time we would talk is when it was about boxing. It was going to school, going to work. And if there was no boxing, nobody talked to each other.
You know,
We don't
John,
even text each
I'm a
other.
Hey, John, I'm a working man. When I woke
You
up in the
didn't
morning,
text me, you didn't even
going
call
to
me.
work.
I try to call you every time I text you. This is the only time that I didn't text you in your birthday. In all the years, I've texted you every single time.
So is that a
Did
big
you
deal
even
for
call
you?
me after I got knocked out? Did you even text me I got knocked out? Did you do any of that stuff? Mamang did. Mamang called me and prayed for me.
We
I
talk.
didn't hear
We talk.
anything.
We talk, John.
You did not
We
talk to
talk.
me. Bang. You didn't even call me.
We talk. But you were
When
mad
did
at
we
me.
talk?
Were you mad at me?
After the fight?
Yes.
I called you. You didn't call me. The last time we had
Are you okay?
a conversation was April 20. April 20 of 2022 was the last time that we talked on my phone.
I thought I messaged you. Are you okay, John? Are you
You
okay?
did not message me, Pang. I can show you. There's no message that said anything if I was okay.
I don't
None
know.
of that. And the
don't know.
person that I was hoping to call me and text me was you. And Mamang called me and texted me. I didn't hear nothing from you.
You can.
I didn't hear nothing
you guys-
from you.
You already been mad at me
I was mad because I didn't hear anything from you.
before that. Yeah,
I was
You're-
not
you know,
mad.
you're dragging the
I
stories
was
that are.
hopeful.
That's not.
I was hopeful that you could be there for me.
Oh my
I
God.
prayed that you could be there for me.
Now you can tell that you want me in your corner.
You've always been welcome in my corner. I never kicked you out.
You never
That's why
kicked
every
me
time
out.
that you started to go in the corner, I brought you in the corner. If that was the case, we would
After
have
you-
never had to work in all
After
those
you win
fights.
that fight in Mandalay Bay, I didn't know that you're hiring some guys. You even hired Jonathan Peñalosa that I didn't know.
Rap, if you can show some screenshot for me, you know, just a little thing here and there. I mean, I got a couple of screenshot, but I just want to. I don't want to speak on anything else. I mean, emotions are running wild, and I don't feel like I don't want to disrespect my dad, and just just to prove some stuff and whatever it may be for how he's going to look at it. I mean, I'm sorry that this is happening. This hurts me more than anything, but because I have to protect my family.
I'll tell you this though, Nonito. I will say this though. At the end of the day, this is going back and forth between you and your dad.
But because we can't talk, there's no communication.
Look, I know you want to protect your family. He has to protect his family, bro.
I understand that, Rap.
And I understand that you got to protect your own. And
but to him, he feels
but I
that
you have to appreciate, bro. He's got a daughter as well, right? He got a daughter. No one ain't looking out for him, right? And he feels frustrated that the relationship with you and him has never been the same, right? And that you don't respect him in a way that he don't give you that respect anymore, right? You can see that you know he loves you, you love him, but the respect's not there.
If you can show that screenshot just to show that,
but if I show that screenshot, if I'm showing that screenshot, isn't that making daddy look? You're trying to make your dad look bad.
Because I don't want to go back and forth with something when there's proof in that they can see. I've always wanted him to be in my corner.
Yeah, but you got to remember this. We love you as much as we love your dad for doing this with you. So see, the fans love, we love boxing. We love both of you. So the problem here is now, I can share the screenshot, but what is the screenshot showing that you reached out to your father?
Yes. And this is what I did. The clarity of it, Rap, is that I always want him to be in my corner, but he feels, and this is coming from me right here, right now, I always want him to be in my corner to train me.
Look, I'll show the screenshot.
But he feels that I kicked him out. He feels that I don't want him in my corner. I've never kicked him out.
So, Senior, do you see the disconnect? That at the end of the day, you are saying something, but he's never really wanted you out.
No.
He's never really said, I want him out. He's never ever did that.
No. Why after that Matalani fight, they kicked me out and accused me of stealing money from them?
No, it wasn't that. That was Mitalani. That was when we stopped talking for like 6 years or 5 years.
No, that's Matalani's fight. Was born. After Matalani's fight. That was at Matalani's fight. You know,
the Mitalani fight,
I got fired.
If that was the case, you never talked to me about it. You never talked to me about that was the case. All I know is I was mad because you smacked me, you threw the gloves at me, you made me yell at me in front of everybody.
You're going back there again, John. I never smacked you.
Because it's true.
Oh my goodness. No, we can't finish it this way. You know, as I told you, training Gabalio right now is my, you know, I don't have no choice. I even asked you before, John, can you give me some fighters because you have a lot of connection? John, can you give me some fighters that way, you know, I have something that you know, that can.
But you're in California. I told you to come to Vegas. I told you to come to Vegas.
I could come if you gave me something. I could come to Vegas.
Let me ask. Can I just stop there, Nonito? If your dad really wants to come back into boxing strong, would you help him? Would you be with him?
Yes, if I can make that connection for him, I would.
Right, but
would you even
after all this, my brother, would you embrace your father, and your father? Would you embrace so that he can make a good living with his family? Would you embrace that?
All I want is my wife and my family to be accepted. Yeah. And if he needs to talk about anything that he's discomfort in about my wife or anything, talk to me, talk to us. Don't talk to the media about anything.
Yes.
I never go out to the media, John. You're the one reaching the
media. This is why we're here, because you had this thing. This is why we're here. And when we were in 2008 with Metalani, is because of all the stuff. You went to the media instead of talking to me. I didn't even know what was going on in that stuff where you're talking about stealing. You never told me about that.
Yeah, listen to your son as well, senior. Sometimes it seems like you don't want to give him, you know, like he didn't know.
Yeah, you won't listen to me. You never
How would
listen
you
to me. You
know I
just
won't
turn your
listen
back
to you?
against me. You're
Mm.
always mad at me. You never
No,
listen to me. You never
I've
talk
always
to me.
given you so much chances.
Okay,
No.
let's clean it.
I
Let's
know you,
clean it
June.
now. Senior, please. Senior, do
Yes.
you accept, after all these years, do you accept Rachel as his wife and your beautiful grandchildren? Are you happy now? Are you happy with that now?
I'm happy with them. I'm really happy with them.
So, Nanito,
I told you I'm not against them.
yeah. So you're happy now, right? You understand that Rachel, she's had a family with him now, regardless, and now they've really made it together. She wasn't the person that people even portrayed. She actually became a strong wife of his. You know, do you understand from his point of view that he is, you know, that's his wife, that's his love, that's his children now. You should be happy for him now.
You know,
I never against
when-
Rachel. I never
Okay, so you're
against
happy
Rachel.
then. You're happy now
yeah,
for
but
that,
this is
right?
why we're
I'm
here
really
because
happy.
of that, Bang. When me and Rachel was not even married yet, I ran out of money. I gave as much as I can with you guys, and I didn't have any money left to give to you guys. The money that I was giving monthly to Mama and my brother
Mm,
wasn't my money. It was Rachel's money.
mm.
Hey John, you never give us monthly to your brother and your mama. You never
Yes,
give
we
them monthly.
did for such a long time. My brother didn't even work because I was giving his family money. And then that's
Did,
where he got.
did you give money to your brother? Did you
Yes,
give money to your brother?
monthly, and Mamang monthly. Until I said, you know what, this is done. This is enough. Why do you think my brother's not talking to me? After I said, I'm done paying you monthly, he stopped talking to me. Even till this day, he has not called me.
So I don't know about that. I don't know.
See, you don't
Well,
know
I
that,
do know
senior.
about that.
Senior, you got to
I don't know.
understand as well. Your son, you know, he also has some stuff that he's told you that you don't know. You don't know about it.
I don't know. But I don't know why this came up this far. You know, training somebody is my,
Your
just to
job.
earn for a living.
Mm,
This, and I have only a little money from Social Security.
mm.
So who can help me? President Marcos?
No, so Nanito, dad hasn't been getting respected. He ain't getting no money, and nobody ain't paying him no money. And
I
you ain't.
never asked money from my kids.
Yeah.
Never.
So, he ain't getting no. He also embraced that he never got the right share of when he was training you. He hardly got
I
that
can
much
show you
money.
all the receipts of how
Okay.
much he had been paid when he was training me. And it's way much more than he's ever going to get paid with Gabay or anybody else.
Yeah.
So,
What?
can I
You
ask you
when
something,
you fight
senior?
John, when you fight in a way you just give me this is not about money, John. I never complain to you.
Juan, what
I
was the
never
first
complain
thing
to Rachel.
when I fought Darcinian and I won and I wanted to quit and then we went to Maldonado? What was the thing that you told me? You told me you are my investment.
What? I never say that. I never say that to anybody. Hey
You said
John,
that to me.
my
You said
goodness.
that to me. That's why I didn't want to fight Maldonado. I was crying. If you remember this,
Uh
I was in my room. We were talking, and this is
John,
what you told
I
me. I
have a
was
regular
crying because
even
I
even
did
I'm
not
just a welder, John,
believe
but
that I
I
could
never
hear
ask
that
money
from
from you.
you.
I never say that you are my investment. I
That's
have
what
a
you
regular
told
job,
me. That's
you
what you
know?
told me. That's why I
Uh,
didn't want to box.
nah,
I
my
didn't
better
want to
finish.
go in that ring with Maldonado.
Yeah.
I was done then when I heard that.
So you feel hurt by your dad, Junior? You
I'm
feel
quite
hurt
sure
the
I
way that
hurt
he's
him
treated
with,
you?
with my action and stuff like that because I've never said no to him. The
Mm,
only time I said no to him was when Rachel came in because you know what? I felt a connection with her. I
mm,
didn't disrespect him. I
mm,
just said no.
mm. So, senior, can I ask you something?
Mhm.
You have produced a four-way.
Pardon?
You and Nonito, have done great things in boxing. Your son has become a multi-weight champion. Would you, even that you say that he doesn't listen sometimes to you, would you be able to be a bigger man and train back with your son if he really wanted you back? Would you do it? Would you train your son again?
Right now, I don't know, because I trained somebody already, and I
Mm,
can, I have my commitment,
yes.
because they're not really committed.
You were never on my. You were never on my because you didn't want to move. You didn't want to go to Las Vegas, so you were
June,
never on my
What do you mean
train.
they're not? Let me ask Senior Low. When you say they're not committed in your boxing regime of training the way you want to train a fighter? Huh?
uh, I
Senior, are you saying that Nonito Donaire is not committed in the way that you would like to train a fighter?
yes,
So he doesn't listen to the way that you really want to train a fighter.
no, no, not anymore.
Can I ask you this? If you trained him for the second fight of Inoue, could he have beaten him if he'd listened your way?
I think so. That's what that's my prediction. He can really beat Inoue.
So basically, Nonito's not stepping up to the mark when it comes to training with
You
you
know,
either.
like when we trained the first one, I told him to run, but he told me,
Mm.
it's not running. It's not really good for boxing. He said that's why he told me. That's
But
why.
yeah, all the greats like
The
Muhammad
knees.
Ali.
We got knees problem, back problem, and ever since I stopped doing it, I'm much more in shape because I do what I do with my strength and conditioning. You have to roll with the science.
So
You believe?
basically, Nonito, what it is,
Mhm.
do you agree with him that you did slack when it comes to training sometimes with that?
Never. I never slacked, and this is why I'm always on top because I don't slack.
Mm. See, we got two champions
I
here.
mean,
Dad is a
Kenny
champion
Adams.
in his own way. You're a champion in your own way. Dad's a
Adams.
champion trainer. So Dad has his own.
I'm gonna tell you if I work hard. Kenny Adams,
Mm.
who has 28 world champions, and the person that he said who worked the hardest the most is me and Valero, Edwin Valero.
Wow.
In all the 28 world champions that he had.
Mm.
That's why if you're happy with somebody trains you, because if I train you that you'd listen to me, it hurts me.
See?
It's better somebody trains you that you listen to them, because I'm happy with that. That you train hard. Because if I'm with you that you didn't train hard, then you don't like me seeing me,
Mm.
so it's not gonna help you.
What do
Well,
you mean I don't like seeing you? I wouldn't beg you or I wouldn't ask you to be in my corner if I don't like seeing you.
okay, look. I want to
And
ask the
hold on,
biggest
Rab,
question in the
let me go
world.
back into this as well because this is how it really got started. When I lost to Inoue, the first thing that they did and say, or he said after the fact was they blamed the corner, blame Rachel about it. They didn't do this, they didn't do that, and he couldn't. And he said that they should have done this. Well, when I got knocked out with Walters, he was in the corner. What was he doing then?
No, John. Do you think it's not my fault? I told them stay away from from Walters, because what happened is when you almost
And what
knock him
happened?
down, knock him
What
out,
happened? It's the
you
same thing that happened with
no, you
Inoue.
listen to me.
It's the
You
same thing that
listen to
happened
me.
with Inoue. I got
You
dropped
think
and
you
I
can
went
knock
to
him
fight.
out in the next round?
No,
Then you drop your hit
I
in front
got
of
hurt
him.
and I was gonna go for it.
No, I didn't say that. I told you be
No, you
careful.
didn't say that. She
Don't
didn't say
say,
that either.
oh
That's what
my
I'm
goodness.
saying. She did not say
It's
that.
not
She
this
told me
fight.
to box, right? But that's the same thing that you told me is to box
Oh, then
and be smart
I
with
I
Walters
don't want
that
that fight
I went to
because
go and
Walter
fight.
was too big. I don't want
That's
that
not,
fight
that
because
is
Walter
not
was
an
too big.
excuse. The fact of the
Everything
matter
explain
is,
it to me.
the
Everything
fact of the
explain it
matter
to
is,
me.
when I got hurt, I went to go for war.
Oh my!
Even though you told me to box and be smart, right? When I got dropped by Inoue, I did the same thing. Ray said, get out, box, and move. And I did the same thing. I went to go for the kill because that was my trigger. So you can't go and say that they did wrong and advice wrong. You've been there already.
Okay, that's it.
Well, look, I tell you this, right? The biggest question is, Senior, you have to feed your family. Nonito has to feed his. But if Gabalio ever fights your son, you have to do, like you said, you have no choice. Is that what you're saying? You have to do what you got to do. In the history of boxing, we've never seen a father train a fighter going against his son? Nonito Jr., I'm going to ask you first. Would you be the bigger man to walk away from the fight?
I will not walk away from the fight because he already know what my game is. He already know what I plan to, and because of the fact that I don't have enough time to walk away from this. You know, I'm 40 years old.
Okay, I agree. I agree. You're not walking away. You ain't ducking any. No smoke.
I don't duck anybody.
Yeah,
I have
you
a
ain't.
goal to meet.
Yeah.
The only thing that I have not accomplished in boxing is becoming undisputed champion of the world. I don't have time to set back.
Well, senior,
Yes.
he's not gonna walk away from the fight.
Yes,
So
I'm already here. The
so
first one I trained, the value
basically,
was not.
you
Was
already
not
have said that
15.
you're gonna
Because
train Gabalio. Are you
he
training
was telling
Gabalio
that
to
he's
be a?
gonna move down to 115.
Yeah, you were. Are you gonna move to 115, Nonito?
No, that was only to get my fifth division. That was
Yeah,
it.
but he thought
Everybody
you were
knows,
gonna move to
everybody knows,
115. He
everybody
thought
knows,
that you were gonna move to 115. Your dad thought you're going in that side and 115 to fight someone there.
everybody knew that I was gonna touch and go, and my main goal was to be undisputed in the 118 because that's where I'm comfortable.
Mm. So, senior, you're
Yes.
gonna train Gabalio to be a world champion again, correct?
Yes.
And do you think Gabalio can do it
Yes.
with your advice and with your training, your expertise? Gabalio can beat anyone.
Yes.
Wow, man, I don't know what to say apart from I wish, in some respect, that somebody can walk away from this fight. That's only me because I have the love for the Donaires. I feel like now I've seen you all great people in your own way because you're coming to the sport of boxing. As an entertainment factor, all the fans would love to see this kind of stuff. This is unbelievable history. This is history. I just can't explain it. I never thought in my life that I would be talking about this. This has been the realest conversations for us. So all I'm gonna say that if this happens, Senior's gonna have to train Gabalio, and Nonito Donaire is not backing off.
Well, let me just make things clear. All right, with all this other stuff that's going on, I just want to go out there and say, you know what? No matter what happens, I say thank you. Thank you, Bang, for being there for me. Thank you for never, ever leaving me. You know that you are the person I look up to. And whatever the case is, if you want to make things better, let's communicate. Let's communicate. And I want you to respect my wife as well. Regardless of what you feel and think, let's just have a conversation.
I love
Whatever you
Rachel,
choose to
John.
go,
I never disrespect Rachel. I love Rachel. I never disrespect you. I love my grandkids. You know,
and
one
I
thing I can
appreciate.
tell you now is I can back out with this one, and I want to say good luck to you, and we'll see, and hopefully you train really hard the way that I trained you before. But
I
I
always
love you,
train
John,
that.
from deep in my heart.
And I appreciate that. And I love you. And thank you for your hard motivation. You know, you've always motivated me in a way that other kids were not motivated. And as much as you said that I'm not the favorite, I was the ugly duckling. You guys told me I was the ugly duckling. My mom would say that as well. You know, and
No,
you guys would laugh about it.
no,
You know,
nobody. You know,
yeah,
you're the one because
you
you're
guys were
sickly when you were
saying
young.
that.
Remember that.
You guys were telling
Remember
me
that. Every time
because
you
I had this
stop, you're
giant
saying,
ear and I had this giant teeth, and you guys, and I was so short that you guys were saying that I was never really gonna be anything, and that was the motivation. I just gotta say that. Thank you for that, because as much as it's hard, and Bang, I don't blame you because I know you didn't have a father, and I know you grew up in the street. You slept in the street, and I can't be mad about whatever choice you have. All I know is that I'm going to tell you how much I love you. I want to tell you how much I love my parents. I want to tell you that I still love my family. And whatever the case is, I wish you the best of everything else. And I hope that we can communicate when it comes down to it. I hope that we can talk, because that's something that we never were able to do, was talk.
Yeah, that would be amazing, Senior. I think that's like you said, that's your son. You love all your kids the same. At the end of the
Yes,
day,
yes,
you only want the best for Nonito deep down inside and your grandkids and his wife. That's your family at the end of the day, right? So maybe,
yes, yes.
your son's not
If
a
I see
small
him,
guy.
if I see
Your
him, I
son's a
still have
was
him.
your,
I gonna kiss my grandkids.
yeah, and I just want to know, how would you guys feel when when Nonito's older son says, "Well, is Grandpa against my other side?" It's I'm just saying, right? There's this boxing is such a, it's not golf. It's not,
You
it's a
know,
very different kind of sport. A man is going in against another man. It's boxing, one of the hardest sports in the world. And just to see that, this has come to this, I would wish that
you know.
Nanito and Rachel and you could work it out where he can reach out to you and maybe he can back you. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know, but I just feel like at the same time, for the fans, this is entertainment. At the same time, for some of the real people, this is not really a great situation either, where father has to feed his family and he has to be, training one fighter,
You
and
know,
then the son.
this is only sports. We're not going to kill anybody. This is only sports. You have to
Yeah,
train hard. You need to train hard.
yeah,
I love you,
You
John. I
know how
love you,
many
John.
fighters have gone, and how many fighters has never really even left that ring because they didn't make it?
yeah,
This
and
this sport is a brutal sport. This sport is a sport that hurts people.
yeah, and I just want to know that, Nanito, at the end of the day, you're a big man out here in America. You've done really well for your life. I'm sure you can work it out with your dad if you guys communicate,
That's
right?
what I've been asking. It's just talking. It's talking. And
And
but
just,
instead of,
you
I'm not
know,
gonna point fingers and all that stuff. All I know is that when we got back together about in 2013 or so,
mm,
when my son was already born,
mm,
he made a promise that this is not gonna happen. And unfortunately it did happen.
yeah,
No, we don't have no problem, John. This just come out before of this fight because we are not expecting that you guys you still gonna stay at 118. And you said you did not include me for for the talking because everybody was talking about the 118
you kind
because
of have cut
everybody
him
are
off a little
expecting
bit.
that
He
you're gonna go
feels,
down to
Nanito.
118.
Lenio,
I
he feels that you guys have a little bit cut him off in a way that there's no relationship that way, where you're not involving him as well, and you're feeling that way with him. So he has to feed his family. He's finally got a couple of fighters. You can't blame him for working with them because he has to feed his daughter, which is your stepsister. She's
You know
still,
how much you would have made if he had trained me for Inui's number 2.
but his knee was fucked.
But he was already like that.
But again, when his knee's fucked, it's not like it never embraced
It was
after
the
that.
biggest fight of my career, rap.
I
No,
And I
know, I
understand
John,
he's doing
John,
fucked up. I understand that.
yeah.
John, listen, John,
This is just
listen,
me wishful thinking that he was gonna make it. It was just
John,
me.
listen. My knee, I have a knee problem long time ago. I'm getting worn and worn out.
Yeah.
So it's getting old. I can barely walk. Every time I step in, there's like a needle stick, hitting my knee. I can
But
barely walk.
in the
He,
real
he
in
trained
the
me.
go on,
He
go on.
trained me for Gabayo. 4 months, 5 months. It wouldn't. I think wouldn't have been a big difference to do that. That's why for me, again, this is me in my selfish way because I wanted my dad in my biggest fight of my career, and I felt that I was gonna beat Inoue that time. But unfortunately, things happen, and I didn't have anybody to warm me up.
Yeah, look, my thing is this. I would really love, Senior, if you two can really talk behind the scenes and really see if we can keep the biggest respect for the Donaires. See if you guys can really communicate. I don't know, but I just wish, Senior, that you and him, he's not, it's not like Nonito's the biggest fighter in the division. At the end of the day, he's the biggest fighter, one of the biggest fighters in the division. So I'm sure, I wish you guys could have this kind of communication. But look, you can't blame your dad at the moment because he's already signed. You can't blame him. He has to feed his kids right now, Nanito Jr. At the
I
moment, he's
understand.
got to feed
I
his kids.
understand. I understand. Rap. He
Yeah,
needs to do what he needs to do.
yeah.
But sometimes
No one's giving him no money. He's on
decision that
social
we make,
security,
rap.
bro. He's on
In
social
decision that we,
security, right? You know what I
but in
mean?
decision that we make, rap. has a reaction, has a path that leads to that. You know, what I say and what he say and what we do and all of our action creates a reaction that leads us to a path. And this is the path that led him because of the decision he made. Same thing as me. This is the decision I made and it brought me here.
Yeah, but this is too much.
We have to take accountability of the decision that we made, because as much as he didn't feel right about living in my house and all this other stuff, but he was making so much money. He wasn't even spending anything. And if he could have sacrificed for another 2 or 3 years, he would have had his own house.
Yeah, but Senior also wants to live in his own privacy.
That's right.
You know, he's a man of his own, bro. I know, look.
But I had
Junior, my dad was the same, bro. My dad wanted his own space. He doesn't want to live with my wife.
I understand that. And that's why he had asked me to go into the apartment. And I said, go ahead. And we were still training in Vegas because he moved to an apartment. But when he moved to the Bay Area in California, I couldn't go there and train.
This is
That's
not
why I wanted him
business.
to stay in Vegas so that we can train.
Yeah.
But he chose to move. And again, the action that we take creates a path. And we have to own up to that. You know, I understand that when he was living in my house, maybe we put a lot on him. And he wanted his own place. And I'll take that. You know, I'll take that responsibility. And I'm sorry for that. But the action of me training and you being in Vegas was the completion of our connection, of our training camp.
No, John, remember, you just ask me if you need me. If not, you never communicate me.
Yeah,
Right?
like
There was no fight. I tell you when I have a fight. I'm not gonna call you every single time.
How many fights you have been through already?
Because you want me to go to California, and I can't be there in California.
You can fly me to Las Vegas anytime if you want.
Yeah, but you said you were working.
No. I can ask my employer if I have to.
It was like that, but you said you couldn't do that.
My employer just let me go if you have training.
That was what happened before. You would fly in to go to train me, but you stopped doing that.
No, don't blame that to me, June. You're the
I'm
one.
not blaming you. I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming you. I'm just stating the fact that that's what happened. For me, I didn't want to go over there because you know what?
We just, hey Rob, you just I think this was not gonna finish. You have to go.
Okay,
go
look. I'm gonna say this, Senior. We really appreciate. We never really spoke to you about what you're doing in boxing and many other things I wanted to catch up. So maybe we can just talk about boxing one day when you come back,
Yes.
And it won't be about anything else. But I really know that you told me offline already. I love my kid. You told me already. I know how you feel about Junior. At the end of the day, you just feel that you're in a situation that you've had to feed your family and nobody's reached out to you. You told me that you felt that Nonito was going to go to 115 at some point, fight there.
Yes.
Now he's at 118. It is what it is. But we'll talk about it maybe next week. I contact you.
All right.
We'll just talk about boxing, yeah?
Yeah.
But I would say this.
Thank you, June.
I appreciate you.
And I hope that we can communicate. I'm open to that, and I swear that's something that I want. But again, let's talk offline. How about that?
Yeah. Let's do this. I gotta take this one offline, people. We're gonna come back live again for our next show. Hopefully after we finish this offline conversation. So I'll catch you guys in a bit.
All right.
Let me just take this offline, ladies and gentlemen. 1 second. Stay on the broadcast.